Hello, everyone. As part of our series for the Haatch EIS Fund 16, we're doing summary videos with the portfolio companies that we have planned to comprise this fund. I'm thrilled to say that today we're joined by AHx.ai, who have just passed through our investment committee, and I'm delighted to say that we're joined today by them. So handing over, feel free.
Hello, hi. My name is Hayden. I am one of the co-founders and CEO of AHx AI. AHx AI is basically a manufacturing intelligence company that basically is kind of core vision is to be able to automate manufacturing uh, at a macro level. So that means that basically we want to be able to take over all the decision making that usually humans are in charge of with an AI system that sits on top of all the data that's across the lines, right? And that means that we ingest in real time all the data from the raw material going into a system to the finished product, and then match it up with any kind of empirical data that they have, train specific models to then be able to like take over those real-time actions that needs to be done for you to be able to produce more throughputs without actually compromising product quality. Like the way we do this is that we basically have three key pillars um, in our kind of roadmap to be able to get to full autonomy. Number one is having a real-time quality predictions for products, right, in real time. The number two is a real-time cost function for each part of the process, right? And we then combine these two to be able to then give the recommendation to these factories. Now, these are very abstract terms. Quality can be anything that we could usually identify, and cost could also be like any kind of KPIs that they want to optimize for, right? The AI then ingests these in real time and then try to be able to say, okay, for this specific product, you need to be able to change parameter X, Y, Z by X percentage for you to be able to get to the product quality target that you have without actually costing a lot of money to the factory. And the way we kind of came to solve this issue is that this is our second company. Our first company was a bioglue company that we fully licensed to a Canadian company, Lallemand. And during our kind of development of that particular glue, we realized that working with a lot of manufacturers, we understood that these manufacturers, even though they know a lot about their process, their actions are a bit too late, sometimes 2 hours, 3 hours, sometimes days too late. And by that time, the batch has already been produced, and usually they cannot take those actions, right? And yeah, we're at the stage now where we have around 9 factories under contracts in Germany, in France, in Spain, Portugal, and the product is now live in multiple factories. The best one is like an MDF line in Germany, which is part of a much larger conglomerate of like a $1.2 billion company. Another big group that we've signed has over 23 factory lines, and we've signed 6 factories from them only. And within each factory, we usually start up with one specific part, which is either cost or quality, right? And then we build it on top, right? And once we're basically in their data infrastructure, for us, it's just being able to just build on top of it for us to be able to get to that full autonomous aspect. The way we kind of like have done it so far is we think it has led to some good success is we kind of don't say, okay, we're going to replace all the plant managers and all the operators. We basically try to almost give them like a co-pilot. And that's where this interface comes from, whereas basically explains what the AI does in real time, right? So here, for example, the operators or plant managers can see what the system is doing, and they can then act on it, right? And if they're comfortable enough with the system, then we can then directly intervene in the machines. So we can then directly have a direct intervention in the process. So yeah, I like to stop there maybe.
So, Jeremy, could you give a few views as to what our investment team were sort of approaching this deal with?
Yeah, of course. I guess what we're looking at here is the output of, I guess, months of integrations and conversations with this particular manufacturer. And the reason why it's taken months, and also I think why this opportunity is so big, is because these are old laggard industries that have only recently just come online, which creates this opportunity to finally bring in automation. And because it's taken so long, this is where the differentiation is. Because we have all of this data, um, we can go from where we are now, which is prediction of cost and quality, and then the next step, which is recommendations on what to change. And then ultimately, which is the goal, complete automation. And that's what's amazing here. Right now you're seeing a lot of conversation around LLMs, and you're seeing a lot of startups being built with AI in their names. And most of them are just applications on top of existing LLMs. But what you have here is truly a differential model that's being built, which ultimately will lead to complete automation and huge amounts of value. This output can only be achieved through months and months of contracting, but also months and months of data capture. And that's what's differentiated here, where you've got companies that have several manufacturing lines. I guess with one of Axe's customers, you've got 23 different lines, each one representing an opportunity of what, £250,000 per year of revenue. £200,000, so £200,000, sorry, for recommendation plus 28,000 for cost and 20,000 for quality. That's where I got to 250 roughly. That represents, significant value just from one client alone. And once you sign a contract, given the amount of work that it's taken to get up and running in the first place, we expect them to be sticky, as we've seen so far, with no churn whatsoever. And this is all evident in Axe's ability to continue growing contracts, continue expanding across factory lines in the same company. And that's just testament to the value of the product. So yeah, we are proud investors. We appreciate and love the differentiation here, and we look forward to going on this journey with UX. And you, Hayden.
Same here, for sure.